Yeah, I wouldn't think so, depending on his allegiances.
I know they got Wi-Fi here, but
I think Vegas came around. Yeah, it was probably.
Oh, yeah. Snapchat, I cut it in half. I'm still having, I'm trying to trouble with 29 seconds.
Wi-Fi is awful.
puts his pants on one leg at a time too. Yeah. He can crawl, step back, stuff like that.
Like today? Or, no, I mean like they're not going to.
No, I know you're not for it. It's just a principle of like, hey, like, I was here when we was never in the room. It's just like, just the room y'all choose.
They just, because I did South Florida when they beat FSU 3 years ago. And the room was much bigger.
Much bigger than it, yeah.
That they still on that field party, tearing up the turf.
Oh, they can't. That's the Super Bowl.
And don't forget they got to play early afternoon game next week. Right. Against the FCS team. Was Texas A&M Commerce they're playing next week?
Yeah.
We played them in the national championship in 2017. UWF. We played them and lost by 7. They had that quarterback, what's his quarterback? Rodriguez or something like that. He was only a freshman. Are you sitting there back?
Our sports writer was like, what's it like back there? And I'm like, well, this is what it is.
Yes. Oh yeah, it should be. I'll look at it.
I also have video. It's the same thing. So, do you want me to also post it?
You can sometimes something a little different. Like, so you can call it like frame versus field. Because I feel like right?
Yes, but I mostly watch the players.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still a different perspective.
All right, I'll do it. Yeah, no
When I did the last time that year, I got to talk to South Florida. These are much bigger rooms. That's what it's about.
The average per completion. Probably just as all the that's the name of the park.
Even if it's my birthday, it ain't nothing I can do at this point.
They trolling you now.
Oh, they tagged on today's my birthday.
Yeah, yeah,
Tag
yeah.
with Waffle House
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel logo.
Oh no.
No, literally.
Damn.
I'm
After
glad
40,
my phone
after
going
40
dead.
me.
Oh my
Already,
God.
the bullshit has already started.
And I
I live in Miami too, and don't let Miami win. Oh, I won't hear the last of it. Oh my
Yeah, it's over with for you.
Not top to run.
My will find the nearest grave plot.
They were really supporting him.
They're not gonna let me have it down. They're gonna let me have it. Man.
Oh my God.
I thought he offends you.
Yeah, Red Team.
Oh, see, what kills me is the confrontation.
Oh. Man, they all
Worse. Like y'all struggled yesterday against Baylor.
Oh, yes. Yes, they did.
Y'all struggled against Baylor yesterday. You barely got the win.
Josh, come here. Take that, put that right on that black thing right there.
Anything? Where you at?
You might get some 5 minutes.
Hey, they might well take like away. Let's take all this space.
You want to send it to me?
Is there? Oh, he said it's broken down before he came in here. Who was that take?
Oh, yeah. Next time.
Oh, man, slide this shit out.
I was like, yeah, I was just thinking of the trouble that we got here.
Chair? No. No, okay.
I love that photo.
I'll take that back.
All right, let's get that, as soon as we get that door closed back there, we'll go ahead and start. Everybody in? Okay, we'll have Coach begin with an opening statement, and we'll have time for a few questions. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. All right. Had some opportunities to get back in the game there. Name of the game is that we can't be hesitant early on. Okay, we got to start faster in all ways. Yes, I know we went down and scored first drive, pieced some plays together, and found a way to put it in the end zone. But just the next couple series, both sides of the ball, we got to do a better job. We got to do a better job, and we had opportunities there in the second half, but we gave them life. We gave them hope and confidence in the first half there. And then what it does is it puts you in a spot where you got to be perfect. You know, you're playing from behind, and you got to be perfect. And you know, the stress on the guys to make every play becomes greater and greater. And you know, I choose to believe we got a good football team, but you know, we can't play on our heels. Like, we're not going to be what we think we can be, what we want to be, if that's the case. And so again, that falls on everyone. I don't just point the finger at the players. You know, gave the I know both sides of the ball. I mean, you kind of know what you're going to see, but going into the game, but you know, with new coordinators, but we gotta, you know, we talked in the locker room. There's no excuse about what happened. We step on the football field. They step on the football field, and we got to play ball. We got to play our style of ball, and you know, last year isn't this year. And it's going to be an uphill climb for us, but you can't think of it in the big scope of things. You got to focus on the moment, and the next moment is what happens tomorrow. And we'll find out. We'll find out. You know, we've talked all along about the chemistry on this team, and talked about how how close we are and how hard we've worked, doing a lot of the right things. But we'll find out. We'll find out if that sticks.
Thanks, Coach. Chase, why don't you go ahead and get us started for our life?
Coach, can you give us any sort of an update on Ryan Williams?
Yeah, you got a concussion.
Okay.
You got a concussion.
Yeah, they had over 200 yards on the ground. There's some improvements made, but why do you think they were able to have the success they did?
Yeah, I mean, you knew going in with the quarterback runs, it was going to be a challenge. He did a nice job, I thought, in the first half of keeping some drives alive, even on passing downs, ones that weren't called runs. They did a nice job getting going sideline to sideline. So a lot of things with those fly sweeps that, we worked on, prepared for. Guys got to get one-on-one. You get in space, and you got to find a way to get them on the ground. You got to, use your leverage, and you got to find ways to trust your buddies around you that they're in pursuit. And they were piecing together first downs. They kept on the field, and they hit the explosive, down the sideline in the first drive. And they're going to make plays too, and I can live with that. But we got to respond, and just coming out in the second half, I thought we settled in other than the one play. And it really felt third quarter going into the fourth quarter, I thought defensively we kind of got our feet underneath of us, had a kind of an idea of what they're really trying, the rhythm of what they do offensively and how we call plays. And, they do some funky things with the snap count and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of keeps our guys kind of wondering what's next and not in our own rhythm. I think we got through that after the first half. But then we give them the run, we give them the play, and we kind of let them out with the penalty at the end. The late hit, and we can't live in the gray area. We've talked about that all season long. We can't live in the gray area. It isn't just about that play; it's other things that we got to do. But that certainly adds to it.
All right, Charlie.
You guys had 7 drives that ended in Florida State territory. I think you only came to points 3 times. What kind of led to you guys being unable to finish?
Yeah. That's probably I know from a frustration standpoint. That's the thing that is frustrating, and so you win the game, and you look at those and those drives, and you're saying, hey, there's first downs that you're piecing together. You're giving yourself chances, but when you lose the game, you look at it and you got to understand that there's got to be a competitive stamina. It was a long drive, the first one, and it was hard work. You had to execute. You had to make some big plays, and you did it. Now you got to go back out there and you got to do it again. You got to stack play after play after play, and we just. We'd have a negative play or that missed opportunity. There were some opportunities out there that we either didn't give ourselves a chance to make or just missed. And so, not going to live in regret. Not going to live in regret. We got to go fix it and be better because of it, and evaluate the film and move on.
Katie?
What did you see from Ty in his first start, having some success but also facing some adversity?
Yeah, you got to just trust his reads and just cut it loose sometimes. Just let it fly. He can make the throws. Just let it fly. And, throw on rhythm, throw on time. I might have been a time or two where they got in his face a little quick. That's going to happen. That's football. But just let it fly. And then, just some decision-making there in certain critical moments. That's the things he's going to learn from. He's given everything he has, but it's where I know he's in the locker room, wanting and wishing that there was some things he would have done different. But there are other guys too, so we got to catch the ball for him once in a while. We got to it's a full team sport. It's a whole offensive unit that has to move up the ball up and down the field. The quarterback's the trigger man, but everyone's got to do their part to help the guy out.
Back over to the left, Colin.
Hey, Kalen. We saw a lot of rotation, a lot of freshmen coming in. And why did you, use this opportunity to, rotate in, guys like Caleb Edwards, Lenny Simmons? Did you see they earned the opportunity, or what was kind of like the reason behind playing so many freshmen?
Yeah, at tight end, Caleb's the next guy up. That's really what it's about. So you got Josh and Danny's been down again here the last little bit. You go through the depth chart, had another ding or two on the in the tight end room that pulled some guys out for some plays, and some guys that have been out during camp, Marshall and a little bit limited. So that's where we're at in the depth chart there. And so, yeah, there's going to be young guys. I mean, it's what the world we're in right now, you know. And so we got some older guys, and then all of a sudden, you know, there's a gap, and younger guys got to step on the field and play. You know, yeah, we go down the depth chart further on the defensive tackle interior list, and you know, London's done some nice things as a freshman for us in practice and some consistency there. We trust him. You know, you got to go out there and he, you know, getting thrown to the wolves, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that was certainly the case, but that's where we're at the rotation.
Finish over Mike.
Because what would you say changed from the running game after the first drive? It was 55 yards in the first drive, finished with 87.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to think of the runs in the first half or the first quarter, the first drive. You know, I feel like they were very similar to some of the ones that we had in the fourth quarter. You know, as far as like the holes and the seams and getting through the first level. I think there were hard yards in the first quarter that we did have. We were able to stay ahead of the chains and continue to do that. You know, and then the game kind of in the, you know, going into the third quarter for sure. You know, you're trying to be patient, but you know those possessions are counting down on you. But I thought we did a good job staying committed to it as we went into the fourth quarter. There again, we hitting some plays up the middle. So there needs to be a better consistency. We didn't have any explosives. I didn't have, I guess, that I can think of any explosives like we need to have. It's hard to put drives together as we saw when you don't have chunk yardage plays. And you know, they hit their explosives at times, the reverses and things like that. The ball down the field there in the first drive. You know, we just, you know, we had some explosives too, but most of them were in the air.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, y'all need to get up out of your chairs. We're moving the chairs, bring the players in here. So get up and help move chairs. Bring them up to this front.